What's up, everyone? Here to make your day more miserable than it already was by going back in time and recapping the 2019 Jaguars draft class. So first off, we have Josh Allen, edge rusher slash linebacker slash edge rusher, however you want to call him, out of Kentucky. He was the 7th overall pick. Actually was a steal at that point because it was kind of like iffy whether or not he would go to 2 or 3 to the Jets at the time. Oh no, the Raiders reached with Cleland Farrell, the defensive end out of Clemson. They reached with him, and that caused Josh Allen to fall to you boys. His rookie year, I thought he was pretty dominant, pretty awesome. He's actually probably in my top 3 favorite players on the whole team. His rookie year, he played in all 16 games, only started 4. He had 2 forced fumbles, 10.5 sacks off the bench, which is incredible. 44 combined tackles, 31 solo, 11 tackles for loss, and 23 quarterback hits. So a tremendous, as the Donald would say, rookie season. I love the guy. However, last year he kind of fell off the cliff a little bit. He only played in 8 games, started 7 of them. He really battled a lot with injury, unfortunately. The last game I remember seeing him in was the Green Bay game, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure on that. He only had 2.5 sacks, 13 combined tackles, 7 solo, 2 tackles for loss, 11 quarterback hits. So not nearly what he was his rookie year. Really hoping. I've made a video before that his success and Caleb on Chaison's success is kind of crucial to this team. Really hoping that Josh Allen can return to his form from 2 years ago because the Jags really need that. So as of right now, the jury's still kind of out on him, but good pick. I have high hopes for Josh Allen. Second pick we had that year, we traded up a few spots to the 35th pick to get Juan Taylor, tackle out of Florida. I've talked about him ad nauseum on this channel. The jury's kind of still out on him. Not terrible, but he's not great. Right now he's just kind of average. But I think with really good coaching with Urban Meyer, I think he can be a really good right tackle. But again, his 3rd year, this is kind of do or die for him to really show what he is. He kind of doesn't have any excuses anymore. And then this is where the depression starts, you guys. In the 3rd round, we had 2 picks that year. The first pick, we picked Josh Oliver, tight end out of San Jose State. And as you all know, they might as well have drafted me. I would have been more productive. He is now a Baltimore Raven, and we got a conditional 7th round pick next year for him. Injury after injury after injury. I didn't even bother looking up his stats because I think he may have played in like 2 games, 3 games, and caught maybe the same amount of balls. Did nothing. Never contributed to anything. Got injured in his rookie minicamp and then broke his foot the beginning of this past season and was just never anything. But knowing our luck, he'll probably go to the Ravens and be a Pro Bowler, but did absolutely nothing for the Jags. It was a total waste of a pick. And then that next pick, 98th overall, Josh Oliver was the 69th pick. I'm not sure if I said that or not. The 98th pick, Quincy Williams, another guy, didn't even bother writing down his stats because I don't really know if he has any. The most memorable thing about Quincy Williams to me is I've met his family in passing. At one of the games I went to, I saw them waiting for an Uber, just like me and my friend were waiting for one. And I noticed that they were wearing his jersey, and I'm like, well, they must know him. And sure enough, it was his aunt, uncle, and his cousin, which was kind of cool. And that's really all I can say about Quincy Williams. When we drafted him, Daniel Jeremiah was scrambling for notes. Didn't have any notes on the guy, and we spent a 3rd-round pick on him. So, that David Caldwell genius. Didn't have a 4th-round pick that year. So the next pick that we had was in the 5th round, 140th overall. We drafted Rock Armstead, running back out of Temple. His rookie season, he didn't really see a whole lot. 35 carries, 108 yards. He had 14 catches out of the backfield for 144 yards. So actually not too bad of a threat out of the backfield, along with 2 touchdowns. This year, apparently, I heard something like he caught COVID like multiple times and he was in and out of the hospital. He opted out. He didn't play this year. Last year, whatever. But apparently, from what I've heard, he was in the hospital a bunch from COVID, which is just crazy. And I hope he's doing better. I kind of forgot about him until I went back and did this review, and I was like, oh yeah, that guy. And then I started remembering that he apparently almost died from COVID, which is just shocking and terrible. I'm going to skip a pick, and we all know who I'm about to talk about, but I'm going to get this crap out of the way. In the 7th round, 235 overall, 35th, whatever. Dontavius Russell, defensive tackle from Auburn, has 4 tackles in his career. Jags cut him. He is now a free agent. So, whatever. The 7th round pick, whatever. So now we're going to loop back around. And this, y'all know where I'm going with this. In the 6th round, 178th overall, my beloved Jacksonville Jaguars drafted Gardner Minshew, Beowulf, quarterback from Washington State. Gardner Minshew. You guys remember that? You guys remember Minshew Mania? You guys remember that? Oh, man. I don't even know. 14 games, 12 started in 2019. I mean, we all remember. I know there's some Jaguar fans out there that are totally like, oh, Minshew sucks, I hate Minshew. I don't hate Minshew. It's just, in the end, it doesn't matter because we're getting Trevor. But Gardner Minshew, I'll just read his stats real quick. Rookie season, he was 285 for 470, a 60.6 completion percentage, which is okay. Had 3,271 yards, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, which is kind of, it's the definition of average. It's okay. It's solid, fine, okay quarterback play. Won 6 games, went 6-6. The other 4 games, the blunder that was Nick Foles. I'm not even going to get into that. You all know what happened with that. So, with Minshew, he gave us hope, and that's really what it's all about. Like, us Jaguar fans, we just want hope. We needed hope. We were desperate for hope. We have not had a quarterback in like 20 years. It's been a long time since we've had a quarterback. And Gardner showed a potential his rookie year to be that guy. I bought in. I totally bought in. I could go in my closet and I could pull out. I have t-shirts. I have the Duval Originals. It's like his face in the center. He's got the headband that says Duval. I mean, I bought all that stuff. I bought into it. One of the best memories of my life is I went to the game against the Jets in 2019 when he threw like over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and I left that game like in love with the guy. Like I was sold on him. Like I bought in heavy to Minshew Mania, and you all did too. I know you did. I remember. The internet doesn't forget, and I don't forget either. And a lot of you are kind of separating yourselves from Minshew, which is fine. I have two, not to the extent that some have, but I have two. But he gave us hope. Minshew gave us hope. And then this past season, that hope just went up in flames. Because this past season, he played in 9 games, started in 8, was 216 for 327. That's 66.1 completion percentage. Threw for 2,259 yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Just really fell off the cliff. The first 2 games, that first week when we beat the Colts and he was like 19 of 20, I was like, oh my God, it's real. Like, it's not a fluke. We have a quarterback. And Minshew has an awesome personality. If you watch his press conferences or just anything with him, like, he's so lovable as a guy and as a player. Like, I gravitated so heavy towards him. But after that Tennessee game, there are 2 highlight videos that I can't watch ever. The 2017 or 18 AFC title game against New England, I cannot finish that video. And that Thursday Night Football game against Miami, Week 3. I can't. When I think about that game, I can't. That game ruined my mood that entire week. I can't handle that. Minshew was awful. The whole team was awful, but he was awful. And ever since then, his play just it's plummeted, and he was exposed. He was a 6th-round pick for a reason, and he was exposed. The one good thing about him was his accuracy, and that went out the window. He doesn't have the arm strength. He can't really read the defense. He doesn't push the ball down the field. All the things that Trevor will do, he can't do. He physically cannot do. I think Gardner Minshew is a fantastic backup quarterback. He is not a franchise starting quarterback, unfortunately. And that does upset me because I like Minshew. I mean, I'm going to get over it in 10 days. Believe me, Minshew is going to be the farthest thing from my mind in 10 days. But it makes me sad that I bought in. A lot of you guys bought in. I bought the shirts. I bought the jersey. I bought everything. And it ended up not meaning a whole lot. But in the end, if you think about it, I think Minshew is a superb backup quarterback, and if you get that out of a 6th-round pick, that ain't too shabby. So, not a bust of a pick, just not what we were hoping for that brief little window of time. But it's okay, because Trevor is going to give us 15 years of successful football, something that you and I have waited for, we deserve, we're getting it, and I'm pumped about it. So that's the whole draft. God, these drafts, man. I hope the narrative changes in 10 days, you guys, because I keep going back and looking at these and make these videos, and you know why the team has been so unsuccessful. They can't draft. They have not been able to draft. David Caldwell was horrific. But we have new faces in there, new brains, new ideas, and I'm just hoping, man, we turn the corner. And then next week I'm going to come out with the final one. Sometime between now and the draft, I'm going to come out with the final one recapping last year's draft. And then the big night will be here, man. I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it. I wish it was this week. I can't wait. It's almost here. I hope you like this video. If you're still watching up to this point, you're awesome. I appreciate you. Give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to me if you love the Jaguars such as I do. And we'll go on this ride together. Go Jags.